Hey, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. How's everybody's day going? Hopefully, you had a good one, whether you are celebrating solo or you're celebrating with your partner. I hope it was a good one. Y'all overlook me. I may be a little breathy in the stream, may sound a little hoarse, as some of y'all may know if this isn't your first time. I'm currently getting over the strep virus, and it has not been fun. It's like halfway through the day, I just completely lose my voice, and I don't know. It's going to take a minute for that to go away. But I do hope you all had a wonderful day. Like I said, either way, no matter how you celebrate, I think it's important, whether you're solo or you do have a partner, that you do show yourself some love and, of course, your loved ones as well. But if you guys are anything like me, I am the worst about showing myself some love. So today I did splurge a little bit. Okay, I did. And I ended up getting the Chucky collaboration with Glamlight. You guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. As soon as it gets here, I will most definitely be unboxing that here. I'm not going to be on camera tonight, y'all. Because to be real, I'm a hella mess. Okay. Um, and also my camera is being a pain in the butt as well. But I did want to come on here and have like an after chat, afterthought conversation about Jessica Kent's video. Put a one in the chat if you have seen her video, because if not, we can definitely react to it. I can pull it up here. I already have it up. So we can definitely do that if you guys haven't seen it. And also let me know if you have seen my video, because I did share a lot in there, but I wanted to do this live stream afterwards because once I spent all of this time putting that video together, there were some thoughts that I had I wasn't able to add in. So I do want to go over those with you and just some more things that I realized from, I watched her video a couple times. And then on top of that, um, just comments from you guys. A lot of you guys, y'all had a lot of feedback. We're going to go through some of the comments as well, because I think they're worth noting and talking about and just kind of going over. I think I did pin the link if anyone wants to come up here and share their thoughts about the whole situation. It doesn't even have to be specifically about Jessica's video, her latest video, or nothing like that. But if you guys do want to come up here and share your thoughts and opinions on all of it, you're more than welcome. I know that there is a mixed bag of opinions here. Like people feel very differently, right? And I respect it. I understand it. I respect it. I think it's difficult for a lot of people, especially the Ride or Die crew. I've seen a lot of comments just from the feedback of my own video of people who don't know how to feel, right? Like they don't know how to feel. They don't know what's real, what's not. That's kind of where I'm at. And I try really hard not to jump the gun. That's why I waited for Jessica's video personally, because I did want to see what she had to say. But after watching it, I was very underwhelmed. And that's just me being honest. Like, I felt like there was so much, and this is just my opinion. Let me say that. Let me go ahead and pop this up before we get into this, because I know how people be, okay? Everything I say in here is my opinion and my opinion only, you guys. Please do not be a petty Betty and send hate to anybody mentioned in this video. That does no good. It's honestly going to do more harm than good. I think there's a way you can have a conversation and say what you want to say without being a dick, basically. Okay. And conversations are important. I think it's okay to be passionate. I think it's okay to have a difference of opinion. But when we start putting out allegations that we don't even know if it's true or not, that's a problem, or if we're just taking one-sided truths or half truths and saying, oh, well, this must be what's true, what's real and what's not. We can't do that. We got to stay rooted in reality. And right now, from what I see and what I've known, like what I've been following, what everything I've seen, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of BS, but there's very little factual information. So I can only go based off of my own emotions, the things that I'm seeing, and how I feel about it. So I do want to go over those things with you guys, but you are more than welcome to come up here and share yours as well. Let me turn to the chat really quick. I don't know why I haven't said hello. Hey, Josh. Hey, Amanda. Jen Cunning had an excellent live about it today too. I've seen that. I haven't got to watch it yet though. Is it good? Maybe we'll look at that after we go through some of these comments. That may be Amanda, if you think it's worth a watch, let me know what you think. I know she did put up, thank you to you guys in the Discord. You're amazing. She did put up a Jen Cutting did put up an update saying that she had personally spoken to both Reese and Jessica separately and that they are okay. She said that Reese sounded okay in that moment. He sounded sober, and he was okay. He said that he was okay. Jessica as well. She said that she was mentally spent, but that she's okay. And the kids, of course, as well is okay. All they're asking for right now is privacy and respect of their privacy. So I'm trying to respect that. But that doesn't mean that we can't have conversations about this. And I want to make that very clear. I would never, ever, 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 ever talk about anything personal of hers that she has not already put out herself. Okay. I want to make that clear. I think that one of the biggest issues here, and this is again just my opinion, and then Amanda, I'll bring you up. But I believe that the main issue here is that Jessica brought some very personal information to the forefront in the heat of the moment, right? Like things are still very fresh. There's a lot going on. And I think that that's kind of where a lot of this stemmed from. And it happens when you're working off of emotion and all of these things. It's going to happen. She's obviously been going through a lot. There's no denying that. JJ, hey JJ, how are you? I hope you had a good Valentine's Day, girl. Oh, I'm so glad Mama had 3. But yeah, there's no denying that Jessica's going through a lot right now. And I think that that's why a lot of people are concerned. But I do feel like a lot of this drama is circulated around the personal information she's put out recently. And no matter how you feel about it, 2 things can be right at the same time. What is happening right now and the things that I have seen, I would most definitely say, in my personal opinion, is abuse and it's narcissistic behavior. But also there are 2 sides to every story, and it is a very one-sided story. We only know Jessica's side, and that isn't fair towards Reese because his voice matters too, right? And that's just the truth. Everybody's voice matters in this. And he's also not in his right state of mind. Reese is not Reese right now. He's going through a relapse. Mentally, he's not, he's going through a lot. So I feel like it was really bad timing. Not saying that Jessica does not deserve to tell her story. I think that this was done in a heat of a moment situation. She said on TikTok that she regrets putting the video up. She said that, okay, out of her mouth. So I don't know why it's still up, to be honest. So I don't understand. And I did see she also did a Get Ready With Me where was still talking about it on her vlogs channel. So I don't know. It's their business. But I feel like when you bring that personal information to the public, that's when things get messy and people start thinking they have a right to know everything else. If you're going to bring personal information, then all of a sudden when things come out, they're going to say, we want to know about this and we want to know about that because you're sharing all of this personal information. I'm sorry, Amanda. Aw, I was getting ready to bring you up if you want to come back up. I'm done running my mouth now. I just wanted to say that really quick. And another thing, but that's what I mean, is I think that 2 things can most definitely be true at the same time. And I think that there's a lot here. It's easy to support Jessica and say, okay, well, I'm just going to overlook these things, or I'm just going to overlook the red flags. She's going through a lot right now, but she's not the only one going through a lot right now. You know what I mean? Let me pull up Amanda real quick. Hey, girl, sorry.
Hey, that's okay. How are you?
I'm good. You know how I I get on here and just start rambling like crazy.
Oh, no problem. I'm waiting to hear what you had to say anyway, so
Yeah, how are you? How was your day?
oh, hanging in there. It's
Yeah,
been
I
a
feel you.
crazy new year so far.
It has. It's been so busy. Just go, 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 go. It feels like, at least for me, it has.
Yes.
So yeah, did you see, you follow Jessica, right? I'm pretty sure we've talked about Jessica before, you and I.
Yes. I've
Um,
been I've been watching her since she was around 20,000 subscribers. So,
wow. That's
yeah.
amazing. I've been watching her for about 2 years, roughly. Maybe longer, maybe longer. I don't want to lie. Maybe closer to 3. But I've just always loved her content, and she's I think she's been one of my favorite content creators up to now. You know what I mean? Like she really
Yeah,
has.
mine
Um,
too.
so what do you did you obviously you've seen what's been going on, I'm assuming.
I have, except for I don't do TikTok, so I don't know all the drama over there.
Right. That's where
I
most of the
am,
drama is, girl.
yeah. So I am speaking just from a YouTube perspective. So just keep that in
Right.
mind. I
Yeah.
don't know who Mindy is. I kind of remember her on, didn't she do an interview with Jessica about a year or so ago?
I believe so. And I know that on TikTok, they've done a lot of like they were friends. They were good friends. There's a lot of TikToks of them together back in like 2021, 2020. So they've been friends for a while. That I do know.
Is Mindy the one that makes those really cool shirts?
I think so. Let me look because I've seen her. The only reason I say I think so is because I've seen it. I know she has a business where she does make products, and I believe so because I've seen a. I don't know a lot about her. If anyone knows, please let us know in the chat. But
Yeah.
the one I did see a photo of her in this shirt that says something like what did it say, ghetto like something, and I was assuming she made it because it looked like she was showcasing it, so that
Yeah.
could very possibly be, but I do know that she's a small business owner.
Yeah, I think she's the one that did those, like, but there, it's not bedazzle, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a bedazzle-ish look where it says, I think she did one for Jessica that said like ride or die and it had a skull on it.
That sounds really familiar. I think you're right. I do think you're right. so
And
so what do you think, like in a nutshell, because like again, I know everyone feels so differently about this, but what are your thoughts?
oh, I have so many. And first and foremost, my concern is for the children. And I
Mm,
do, after today, listening to Jen Cuttings live, I do believe that they're in a safe place and they're in a safe space, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
I agree.
Um, I'm
Yeah.
happy to, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to, if that was loud. Um, I, I am happy to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Because that's been my main concern too, is the kids. It's throughout all of it. I do hope Jessica's okay. Um,
Yes,
but the kids have been the main. When you see things like that, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, when there are kids involved, you're going to be worried. You're going to be concerned.
yes.
And
And
even without the text messages and stuff, I don't know how you feel about this, Amanda, but it was already concerning. They're
yeah,
going through a lot,
yes,
before all the
yes.
drama and stuff.
And that's why I just want to take a step back, not have too many opinions, and extend some grace right now. They
Yeah,
are going through hell.
yeah,
I mean, she doesn't know how to handle this because in her active addiction, she just used drugs
Right.
and she handled it, that way. But to like actually process this and deal with it and
Yeah.
have to take care of 2 children and support them. I mean, she's buying a house.
Mm-hmm.
She's buying her own vehicle for the first time in her life. She's standing on her own for the first time.
Yeah.
And things happen.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
right.
I've been sober. Gosh, my husband and I have been sober for a little more than 20 years at this point.
That's amazing, girl.
But
Kudos to you.
we have not always been in recovery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Both of us have mental health issues, and we've gone through periods of mania and periods of depression. And thankfully, neither one of us have relapsed on our drugs of choice, but our behaviors have been off, excuse my French, but they have been off the fucking wall. And had they been put out for YouTube entertainment and for commentary and for commenting, I don't know how I would have handled it.
Oh no, and that's what I said in my video yesterday, because I had a similar issue with what Jessica went through with her realizing that she was struggling with alcohol. I went through.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, very similar. And I remember that in that moment, Jessica reached, like, it happened. It was so close to the same time Jessica came out with that video. And I cannot even tell you guys how life-changing it was for me just to know someone else was going through something I was. And it was because, it's hard to navigate through those things. No matter how many years of recovery you have under your belt and all of these things. And I agree. I think grace is important to show. And I think it's easy to like take bits of information and spiral, that's why I've really tried to stick with what has came out of her mouth and the things I've heard her say that are concerning to me. And I think it is okay to talk about those things as long as you're not doing it in a way that you're dragging someone. You know what I mean? As a way of concern, as genuine concern, or things that you, because, there could be all kinds of things going on here, and none of us really know. But people picking it apart and saying, I've seen some of the craziest accusations in the last couple of days on, like, I've seen someone, I can't even remember who, but I had seen someone saying that she had been cheating on Reese for all these years. And I'm like, where is this information coming from? Because I've not seen that. I've been following this, and I'm not saying it couldn't be true, but I feel like it's second party information. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I just wanted to address Captain Napton really quickly, if that's okay.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
It's not that I don't support Mindy or that I don't care about what this did to Mindy or what this is doing to Mindy. I just don't, I'm not a subscriber of hers. The only thing I've ever seen of her is from the video she did a couple days ago with Jen Cutting, and the video she did a year or so ago with Jessica Kent. I've seen bits and pieces of her TikToks on some of these commentary channels, and it's hard. And I hate that people have been horrible to her. I would never, ever discount anything that she's saying, just like I wouldn't discount anything Jen says or Jessica has said, because we're all getting just bits and pieces.
And the truth is, it could very possibly be that nobody's lying. You know what I'm saying? Perspectives are everything. So, Mandy, I do believe, like I said in my video, that Mindy, I do believe that, again, just like Jessica coming forward with her videos, I think that was a heat of the moment situation. Emotions are high. There's a lot going on. She has said that out of her own mouth. So she's admitted that. That's not me putting words in her mouth. I think with Mindy in the beginning, with her coming out with the text messages, it was a similar situation where she was hurt, she was upset, she felt like she was being lied on, all these different things. And in the heat of the moment, she retells this story. And that doesn't mean she's lying. I think there is bits of truth in there. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
I do believe that. And I think that there are, just me being honest, I think there are things that Jessica isn't fully bringing to the internet right now, which is her prerogative, but it gets messy because of the fact that she has built a brand off of, you know, not just authenticity, but transparency and all these things. So people want to automatically be like, answers, answers, answers. And it's easy to forget that this person is human. And, sometimes it takes time to process things. Not that I'm making excuses for anybody. I just think that it's easy to get kind of caught up in the whatever. Um, I think there were things that I personally did notice in the first video that were concerning and red flags and all those things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I do,
Yes.
again, I feel like um, you can say that, but I still support Jessica. I want to make that clear. I still support Jessica. It's just I'm concerned for her.
Yes. And
I,
it's the same for me. And I'm concerned for Mindy. I really do hope that her I guess she said she's been sober for 3 weeks now, and I hope that that continues, that she rebounds from this relapse and she can continue to stay sober and live her best life.
Melissa said, "Thank you, Melissa. I did not know that." And I've been watching her on YouTube. Okay, I didn't know she had a YouTube. I've been following her on TikTok. Melissa D, and y'all will have to look for this and look for yourself. I don't know. Do your own research, but it says, I checked out Mindy's YouTube yesterday. She's the one saying she's been cheating on Reese for the last 10 years. That's where the rumor's coming from, but I also don't have TikTok. See, and that makes sense because I was curious on where I got quite a few messages saying that. And I was like, whoa, like, what? Like, there's all this stuff, and then boom, that's a bombshell on top of it. There's been a lot of that lately, and I feel like you got to put yourself in someone's shoes when it comes to the sense of, I think, you know, I think that to be in Jessica's position cannot be easy right now. Okay. Taking all judgment and all that away, it cannot be easy. Whether there is things going on or whatever the situation, it cannot be easy. But when that video came out, you guys, when her video came out, I was just so ready because I had seen all this stuff that Mindy had said and all this stuff that had just, been said by everybody. And I, as a supporter of Jessica's and wanting to give her the benefit of the doubt, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait and see what she has to say. And I did. And I was just very underwhelmed. Like, that's the only word I can really say because, okay, girl, no worries. We ain't going nowhere. But that's really all I can say because I do feel like she indirectly answered a lot of things. I think there was some, whether it was intentional or not intentional, I can't say, but I do feel like there was some form of manipulation with some of her answers. For instance, and this is again just my opinion, you guys, feel free to share your own, or you can click the link, which is pinned, and you can come up here and let me know how you feel about it. But like, for instance, there was one part where she said something along the lines of talking about how her kids are safe and all of this stuff, and that she always is going to make sure her kids are safe. But, and she said, as long as my kids are safe, that's all that matters. And as long as they're not put in a bad situation, that's all that matters. I can put myself in a bad situation. I shouldn't, but I can. But what matters is that my kids are in a good situation. That kind of felt like a manipulation thing to me. And again, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it felt like a way of her to be able to say, like, I'm not putting myself in the best situations right now without saying it, if that makes sense. And there was a couple of different parts like that, like where she said that there were things that she wasn't talking about because of the way it could be perceived. Or even, talking about the work that she does, like the charitable work she does for people in active addiction and how she does associate with people in active addiction. I don't see any issue with that. I can't. I mean, I can't. But I do feel like bringing up the blessing bags and doing all these things. It's just, there was a lot of answers like that where she put a positive spin on it, or, you know, made it something else as a way to say, I didn't lie, if that makes sense. At least that's how I took it. So it was like her indirectly answering and saying, yes, maybe I'm not putting myself in the best situations. Yeah, maybe, I am hanging out with people who are actively using, whatever the situation like that. That's how I took it. Lex said, and I'm sorry, you guys, my voice is extremely hoarse. I usually don't sound this bad. My confusion stems from the whole drug test thing. Mindy saying Jess got caught tampering with the test, Jess saying that didn't happen at all. I feel like someone has to be lying there. Right. It either happened or it didn't when it comes to the drug test tampering. Right. And I agree. I think that that's where, and I mentioned that in my video too. I was like, I wish that Mindy could have been able to. It's possible that there isn't any context to show, but when she was telling that story, I wish there was a bit more context that could have been shown if she was going to publicly talk about that, because of course that's going to be a big one for people. It's a big one that involves the kids. That's a big deal. People are already concerned for Jessica and was already concerned for the kids because of the situation with Reese and the things Jessica has put out. But now you're going to say that, all of this stuff is happening. So there is definitely concerns there. And I agree. I think that there has to be more about the situation, and who knows, we won't know until either Jessica comes forward and talks about it more, which she may or may not. But it's a sad situation, you guys. B said, yes, Wildflower tea, blessing bags were oddly placed. Yes, we are talking about your children. Yeah, yep. And like I said, there were just certain parts where she kind of like indirectly answered or scooched by it, which again is her prerogative. It's her prerogative. She can say what she wants. She cannot say what she wants. But it does leave you questioning, like, because there was only a few things. Like I said in my video, I took a lot of it with a grain of salt, and it didn't hold a lot of merit to me. But there were certain things that did, and certain things that were concerning to me that I didn't feel was given adequate answers, in just my opinion. Is your dad okay?
Oh, yeah. I forgot I was supposed to call him just to make sure he took his medicine tonight because his wife is out of town. And it just
Oh,
dawned on me while I was sitting here. I'm sorry.
no, you're okay. You don't apologize, girl. It's more than okay.
I was
Uh,
like, oh my gosh, I didn't call him yet. And it's about time for him he usually goes to bed about 9:30. So I wanted to make sure.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, he's good.
I get it. So I do want to pop up. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on the initial, like, her responding video?
I just wanted to say she seemed a little you could tell she was uncomfortable. Like she did not want to be talking about what she felt like she had to talk about, but the whole blessing bag thing and all this stuff she's doing in her private life, like don't even bring it to the forefront if you don't want people to talk about it or know what you're doing. Like
Right, right.
just keep doing your thing and talk about what you want to talk about on your platform and leave the rest of it off.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know enough about Mindy to comment on anything that she said or done.
Yeah.
As far as making somebody sign an NDA, yeah, I think that's kind of tacky. especially if you're going to put their business out and they've signed a paper that says they can't talk about what happened in your house.
Right,
But
right. It is
but then
shady.
and then the text messages and stuff that I have seen pieces of, it's just pieces. Like, we don't have the full context. We
Yeah,
don't know what happened before, during, or after. It's, here's the proof, here's the receipts, but is it really?
right.
It's just so hard to know. And honestly, I don't really need to know all the little, the little ins and outs of everything. I just want them
Be okay.
to get better and to make sure their children are well taken care of. And as even Reese, and can I tell you how shocked I was
Oh, girl.
about that? I
Me and you
it,
both. Me and
they
you.
seemed like and nobody's perfect, and I let me just say that right now.
Well, and that's what
Um,
I wanted to make sure to say. Again, not taking away any validation from her story, but I do think that there are two sides to every story. And,
yeah,
and that's why I'm not trying to like sit here and Reese is this horrible person, because I do think that there's always more. There's more that we don't know, you guys. Um,
yeah,
the timing really, it just, the whole situation, because I do believe that that was a big part of the catalyst to all of this. You know what I mean? Those videos, I do feel like that plays a big part, because now we have Reese, or I'm assuming, this is an assumption, you guys, sharing personal messages between him and Jessica with Mindy. So he's
yeah,
now involved in the drama, and it's like this was all a catalyst from those videos, is how I feel.
exactly.
Um, Someone did leave a really good comment, or at least I resonated with it. Shout out to Gives Melissa a Bad Name, aka Melissa. Let me put this on loop so it don't go off, because it's the worst for that. See, it already did before I could even do it. Oh, I'm not fast enough on this laptop. That's where I need a mouse. Okay. Let me move this message. I just want to read this to you guys, because there was a lot of really good feedback on this video, you guys. But this one here was one that I really resonated with and how I feel. Okay. It says, relapse is a part of living with addiction. So if that's what happened, I'm not judging. But I think she's crossing the line when it comes to being responsible with her platform. It's pretty obvious she's been dishonest about some things, and she gets so rude and snappy with even long-term subs that have politely expressed their concerns. And again, I think, and I agree with this, I fully agree with this. Not making excuses for her by no means, but I mean, emotions are high right now, and that's why I think it may be a good idea for her to step all the way back at this moment, or you know what I mean, and just like work on herself and what's going on with her and her family, because it is a lot. I could not imagine being her right now. I couldn't. Um,
Yes, and just put out the normal content, or tell some more prison stories, or the prison food or whatever that she does that brings it, so she can keep her channel going and keep her platforms going. But as far as this personal stuff, I think I would just drop it once everything's worked through, once there's been some time put in between everything, between her and Reese, between her and Mindy, and then come back and do, here's a tell all or whatever you want to do, or not even mention it ever again.
well, and I think, I think honestly, and opinions are kind of dime a dozen, but I think those videos staying up, because it's what confuses me, if I'm being honest, is over on TikTok she had done a video saying that basically that she regret putting those videos out, and that was a mistake on her part, but the videos are still there. And it does make me wonder. I mean, I'm assuming it's because she needs the money and stuff, and I totally understand that. I mean, that's the only logical reason I can think. But I did notice on her vlog channel she was still talking about it a bit, and again, it's her story to tell. I just feel like it's one of those things where everyone, like, she has the right to tell her story. I just feel like right now, in the middle of all of it, while it is still very actively going on, it's dangerous for her family, for her kids. It puts them in a compromising situation where if she waits until it's all settled, whether that's legally or, whatever the situation is, there may come a day where they can sit down and talk about this, and Reese can be honest as well and tell his side and admit to his faults because he's done that before. So I do think Reese is capable of that. Right now, however, he's struggling. There's no doubt in my mind Jessica is struggling, mentally. So it's real dangerous to have that kind of information out there because you're going to have some people who go hard because of that. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to go real hard.
Yes.
So I hope, maybe in the future she'll think about possibly taking them down for now or something, because I do feel like talking about it.
No, I'm sorry. Not only that, but her children will see this at some point, or somebody that they're friends with is going to tell them. They don't need to see that. Like just what B just said. And I'm glad that you're a survivor, B. I really am. But I am sorry that happened to you. But I fully believe in the evidence as well.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it should be put on social media for entertainment. It should not. That's not anything that needs to be splashed around. If you want to talk about a relapse, if you want to talk about what happened, it's one thing. But to put those videos up,
yeah, I agree. I
think it's very damaging, and I'm not supporting or what my opinion about Reese has changed so much.
Yeah.
I think he's a total dick, and I think it's awful what he did. But I do hope he can recover and go on and make a good life for his kids. But they both need to grow up.
Yeah.
They all need to grow the fuck up. And that's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of, hurt feelings, and hurt people hurt people. And this is a very personal thing that we as the public, her supporters, non-supporters, should not be seeing, period. When it comes to Reese, I go back and forth. I feel like I definitely look at him differently, but also I'm trying so desperately to not judge too harshly. And it's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard after seeing things like that. I mean, you know what I mean? But I know it's not him, it's the addiction. And I do think that that's important to, because I know how I was in addiction, and someone showed me grace. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A lot of people did. So I try to stay rooted in that soul detail, in the fact that this isn't him. He's not in his right state of mind. But this Reese, yeah, he's a dick, So I hope that he can get on the right track as well. I totally agree. And Jessica, because like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that there's some things going on there. Now, like I said before, personally, I see so many people questioning if she's relapsed and if she's this and if she's that and all these things. But for me, it's like, I honestly believe her, and call me naive, call me whatever you want. I believe her in all those aspects. I'm more concerned about the drinking situation right now.
Especially with the medication she's taking.
Yeah, especially with medications. It's been less than a year since she realized she even struggled with alcohol. So how can you say that you have a healthy relationship with something that you just realized you have an issue with?
Yeah, she doesn't. It's what is it? I forgot what it's called in therapeutic terms, but I mean, I think she's just dealing with shit the best way she can right now. And if and I'm not saying it's okay, right, but it just may, to drink or have a couple drinks before she goes to sleep at night. That may be how she's dealing with shit right now. And I'm not saying it's okay or that it's a good thing to do. It just may be her coping skill at this moment.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's
and
honestly,
I think eventually she will own it. I do. I think she will once the dust has settled and it's time has been put in between this, and things get more settled with Reese, and they get into a better routine with the visitation and the everything going on. There's just a lot going on right now, and then to
yeah,
add that on top of the drama with Mindy, and then people um, trying to pull Jen into it as well. But if you want, you asked earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm going on another tangent here. Um, I think the live with Jen, some of it's worth watching.
okay,
She gets a little heated, which is fine. I'm glad she did, and told people basically to fuck all the way off
yeah,
because of the things that they were saying. But she does get repetitive. So maybe the first, I don't know if you want to look at the first 15, 20 minutes. I
okay.
watched about 30 minutes of it because she started repeating herself.
Yeah, I might
Um,
stick around and stuff because I did not know she had went live. I had seen that she had posted that update saying that everybody was okay and they're asking for privacy and stuff, but I
yeah,
did not realize she had went live. So
yeah.
if everybody wants to, we may. If y'all haven't already seen it, let me know in the chat. If you've seen it, then I'll just watch it on my own time. But if you guys do want to look at it, did you see? Excuse me. Did you see Jessica's video she put out 2 days ago on her vlog channel?
Is that the Get Ready With Me one where she was doing her makeup?
Yeah,
Where she seemed like really, really manic? Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
wondering. I was wondering how many
yes,
people have seen that one because I noticed that as well. And you can tell that this is the first time she's gotten this amount of heat for something because she basically says that in there as well, and it's just y'all, it's just a really sad situation all the way around. But let's see here. Melissa said, I'm on the fence about if she should have put those out or not because I was in a narcissistic abusive relationship. Getting out is so hard and extremely scary. The only way to get them to stop sometimes is to put a spotlight on it. Melissa, I agree. I agree. And I've been on the fence about it too. I guess my whole point in saying that is I do feel like that was the catalyst that kind of started all of this, but I'm sure Jessica knew, maybe not to this extent, didn't know like all of this was going to happen, the Mindy situation, like all of this stuff. I just feel like if she had have waited until she was in a better state of mind herself, that it would have been a different situation. But because she herself is struggling, it seems like it was a hard time to put it out because it only put more on her. So it's more just concerned for her and like how all of this started, this whole thing for her when she was already going through so much in her life. But like I said, I agree. I think everyone's story who has, you know, been able to get through a DV situation or any type of abuse, for that matter, deserves to be heard. I agree. And I would never say, oh, she doesn't have the right to put her story out or anything. I just think the timing of it right now in the heat of everything she's going through maybe wasn't the best timing. And I do think that if she, again, personal opinions, if she would have put it out at a later date, it would have came across differently as well. She would have had time to process. She would have had time to
yeah,
heal. There would have been so many things. There's so many things that could have happened if she had have waited. But, we're human, and she needed to be able to use her voice. And I understand that too. She needed to be able to tell her story. So I'm not getting down on her or I'm just saying from my perspective, looking in, I think maybe waiting would have been a good idea because of her mental state. Because I don't think,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I hope.
yes, completely agree. Completely agree with that.
Josh said, wait, are we reacting to things tonight? Maybe, possibly, Josh. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, and I get that, Melissa. It did me too. It did. There was quite a few a few parts of it that left me with just more questions, if I'm being honest. And I tried to do my video with grace and understanding, and in a way of not, because I've seen a lot of people like just attack, um, and whether it's Mindy or Jessica, I've seen it on both sides. And Reese. So I
Yeah.
wanted to try to tell the backstory and context without a whole lot of that, but still being true to myself and giving my honest opinion, because there are red flags and concerns that I have. And I think just like me and Amanda are sitting up here having a conversation, you can do that. And that's okay to, as a supporter or not, it doesn't matter. Everybody's opinion matters, but it's how you deliver it. You know what I mean? It's really how you deliver it. If you're coming off as attacking, I mean, some people, oh my gosh, like people, and I get the anger, you guys. I get the anger. I get being upset. I get feeling lied to. I get it. It's not that I don't get it. I just think, uh, with something I do, something I'm guilty for this in a lot of situations. And is when things like this is happening to somebody, or people or someone's getting a lot of heat for something, I try my best to stop and put myself in their shoes. And I've tried to do that with Jessica, and I just can't imagine it. Usually I can say like how I would do something or how I wouldn't. But with her, I don't know. I don't know. I think she doesn't know. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And I really think
Exactly. Exactly. And one thing I do want to say as well is I, I feel bad for Mindy because she really is getting dogpiled on from the Ride or Die crew. I think some of us need to reel it in a little bit. I don't think she realized what kind of can of worms she was opening to 1 million+ people. And I think some of it is pretty ruthless, is pretty brutal.
yeah.
And I think that some of the stuff that's being said needs to be it just, don't be a dick. Like, get your point across. Tell her you don't like what she's doing, whatever. But my goodness.
Right. Well, and that's how I feel. And, you know, I think, again, I've seen it on all sides. I've seen Mindy really getting hit hard with all of this stuff. I've seen Jessica really being torn apart for the things, and people being really judgmental. And it's like, unless you have been there yourself, it's hard to say what you would do. And even if you have, we all do things differently. That doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean that it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's fair. It just means it's something to keep into consideration, is we're all human. You can get your point across without attacking someone and without being an asshole, right? Like
Yeah.
we can do that. And I've seen some crazy ones. Like, I don't delete comments hardly ever, because I believe everybody deserves a voice and everybody's voice matters. Whether you're a viewer, whether you're a subscriber, creator, I do. I fully believe that. That's why I like to do open panels like this. But also, there is a line there. And if you cross that
Yeah.
line, I'm going to remove
Yeah.
your comment, like
Absolutely.
B said, now I can put a spotlight on it on my terms. Some courts look at social media posting badly. Yep, they do, especially if you are going to take legal action. Like, you're manipulating them. It's tricky. A lot of times they'll tell you not to talk about these things publicly, especially if you are going to take legal action. And that may end up being what happens here. We don't know. It's looking like it may go that direction. So I hope she's careful from like here on out on how she speaks on things, if she does. Um, okay, good deal, Josh. Good deal. Okay, so thank you, B. Thank you. I seen your comment and it really made my day, girl. Like, there was so many people. Like I said, I've been sick, so I haven't posted anything in 2 weeks. The longest I've not posted on YouTube ever, you guys. And I spent a lot of time on that video. Granted, I was sick, so I had the time, but still, I was glad to see the feedback that it did get. Most of everyone was very fair in how they, very fair in giving their feedback and doing so in a respectful manner. Um, you know, the attacking in general, not even just this situation, but I do have to say this, it's gotten bad, y'all. Um, on the internet as a whole, it's like people are just so ready to go at someone else's neck. And it it's crazy to me because as much as I can get being upset and angry and when emotions are high, things can really spiral and all these things. I think it's our jobs as individuals to know when it's time to reel it in and that we're allowing our emotions to get the best of us and step the frick off, like get off the internet. It's no one else's responsibility to know if you're okay but you. And if you're out here doing things that's out of your character and attacking people like that, um, yeah, like step back. It's okay. It's more than okay. Taking breaks is a good thing. Okay,
Absolutely.
let me see here. So I'm gonna look up Jen's video real quick. Or you said it was a live stream?
Yes.
Okay, let me check it out. Hopefully she won't copyright strike me. I'll skip around a little bit and stuff. Is it Let's Chat?
I believe so. It's just right at the top of the list. It's the latest one.
Okay. Let me
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute
And
for
like
just
I
a
said,
minute.
it's probably the first 20 minutes, and you can probably fast forward the first five because it's just her waiting on people to get in there and greeting people before she gets into really anything.
Yeah. Okay. See, my StreamYards is being goofy. Hold on. Let me the
Do you want
chat
me
will
to hop
go.
down? Will it help you?
That's up to you, girl. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. I'm gonna mute myself. So if you want to, you can. You can come back up, anytime. I'll be on for a little bit. But it was
I just
nice
didn't know
talking
if it
to
would.
you. I've missed you.
Yeah, I know. I've got to get back in Discord. It's just been so crazy. I've had another death in my family.
Oh my
One
god.
daughter's had surgery. Husband having surgery tomorrow. It's just crazy.
I'm
Anyway, it's been
sorry.
a lot. I'll hop down and I'll come back up after we watch it, just in case me being up here is making the
Okay.
StreamYard wonky.
Okay. Sounds good,
All
girl.
right. Okay.
Bye. All right. So let me share this really quick with you guys. Let's see. Share screen. Sorry, y'all. I'm super slow. I know I'm super slow. Okay. Click, share, tab audio. Hold on. No, I don't want the entire screen. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. I was getting ready to say. So we're gonna check this out. Um, just for a moment. I've not seen this one yet, so we're gonna check this out. This is from Jen Cutting, which I will. If one of the mods, hey Spooky, how are you? How are you? I hope you had a good Valentine's Day, girl. So we're going to watch this. This is one of Jessica's friends. And she's also in the recovery community, mental health and recovery community as well. So she has put out some updates here and there, letting everybody know how Jessica's doing, how Reese is doing, things like that. I'm losing my voice. So I'm going to mute. We're going to just watch and see what she has to say for a few moments. But afterwards, if you guys have any thoughts, feel free to come up. Again, the link to come on panel, if you do want to come up, is pinned at the top there. But I'm going to go ahead and mute and let's get into it, y'all. Can y'all hear that okay?
Yeah, and say hi so I know you're here. Hey. So I just got home from work a little while ago. I was in the jail and I got to meet with some of my guys. I'm going back tomorrow because I didn't get through everybody today. And check in with everyone. And I feel like I just got super far away from you guys. Check in with everyone and see how everyone's going. And I just wanted to chit chat a little bit about some things. Oh, I don't know if you guys hear my coil in the background. Sorry. About some things going on. And hold on, let me close this door so I don't have to listen to them crow. Okay. Maybe? No. Okay. And I just kind of wanted to set the record straight on a few things because I'm getting a little frustrated and I'm getting very disheartened by some people's lack of empathy and compassion and ability to just not be shitty, right? And I hate to come on here and even talk like that, but some of you have never struggled a day in your life and it shows, right? Like it genuinely shows. You have never done something that you wish you didn't do or been involved with something that afterwards you were like, dang, I wish I wasn't involved with that. And your lack of empathy and compassion is really shining through and it's pretty ugly. And it's not cool. And it's not the vibe. And it's absolutely not the look. And I feel like when people ask people to respect people's privacy and they keep poking and prodding, it's fucking gross, man. It is. I think everybody needs to put themselves in everyone else's situation. And it's not just with the recent drama that's going on. It's with a lot of other things too. Like, I'm just kind of really kind of shocked with some people's expectancy of ability to say the things that they say, right? Like, I don't know who some people think they are, or the audacity that they get off to speak to me or other content creators or people in general the way that they do. But let me full fucking stop you right here. We are human beings, right? We bleed, we cry, we hurt, we are happy, we laugh, we are anxious, we are uplifting. We are all the same things that all of you are, except we are braver and we put it out for the world to see. And when we fuck up, we put that out for the world to see too. And when we do great, we put that out for the world to see too. And that's always easier, right? And have mistakes been made? Absolutely. Absolutely. Mistakes have been made. Have feelings been hurt? Have things happened? Yeah. But that's life, bro. Like, it's messy. Life is not linear. Here we go. Broken record. Life is not linear. If your life is linear, you are lying. Straight up. It waxes and wanes. And yes, I'm going to put out a very powerful statement right now, and I'm going to own something and claim it. Jessica Kent and I had a falling out, as friends sometimes do, God, over a year ago, right? But at the end of the day, I never opened my mouth poorly against her because I love her. Oh, let me shut off my phone. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, so I do want to speak on that for just a minute because as a creator myself, it's something that I do have a little bit of experience with. Let me do this right here. So, yeah, as a creator, that's really the only difference. We're all human. I say this so much. I feel like a broken record too because you can get a lot of judgment. And yes, we sign up for that. It's the public. Like, people are going to say how they feel. No one's susceptible to criticism, all of these things. And I agree. I just feel like there's a way to do it respectfully and a way to say exactly what you want to say without trying to tear someone down further than what they already are, or without trying to add to a problem. You know what I'm saying? And no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. I've made so many mistakes here. The only difference is mine are on spotlight when I make them. And I have fallen out with friends that I don't talk to anymore, that I have never, not one time, spoken on publicly, because it doesn't get you anywhere. I've seen it over and over and over. People do that and it gets nowhere. Now, when there's like something serious, like a serious injustice, I get it. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying you fall out with someone and then you go run to your platform to talk shit about that or to whatever. Yeah, I agree. That gets you nowhere. This Mindy girl, from what I gather, it's a somewhat of a different situation because she was spoken on first and she was defending herself. Did she go hard by sharing all these personal informations because of a comment that was made against her? I do believe she did. I don't believe it was warranted at all, because these are damaging things. And maybe she wasn't thinking about that in the moment. I don't know. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt there. Maybe she was. Maybe she just was that upset that she was like, you know what? You're a liar, and I'm putting it on the forefront. Either way, um, it happens. It happens. None of us are perfect. I think Mindy made mistakes in this situation, and that's something that I think we have to agree on is she made mistakes. Jessica has made mistakes. Reese has made mistakes. We all have made mistakes. That's why I try so hard not to be judging way extremely harshly in these situations, especially something like this where a family is involved and a family is being put in danger and being hurt in the process of this. This can very much affect Jessica's family. It can affect Mindy's family. You know what I mean? So I try to really keep that into perspective, because I think it's easy to just go off sideways at somebody based off of a video you've seen or a screenshot of a like piece of a text message and think you know the full story or think you know enough to just be extremely judgmental, right? But there is children involved in this situation. There are families involved that could very much get affected in a negative way. And I personally, that's why it was really important for me to make sure that the things I did see and the red flags I seen, I said it in a way to where it wasn't damaging anyone, if that makes sense. But I agree. I just wanted to, her saying that as a creator, my own personal experience, same thing. And I know everyone's different. I get it. You know what I mean? Everyone's different. Every situation is different. There are going to be times where you have to defend yourself. People are defaming you. I get that. And I haven't been in that situation. Thank the Lord above. Hopefully I never will be. But when it's just a falling out between two friends, yeah, like I'm not going to come onto my platform and talk about it. I have fallen out with many people. I've walked away from many people. You know what I mean? I don't talk publicly about my friends, things like that, because I've learned a lot being on this platform. And people do weaponize who you associate with, who you're friends with. They do. They just do. So I just wanted to say that. But I do think this situation is a bit different. And I don't know, maybe Jen will get into that. I don't know. But I do think it's a bit different because, Jessica did put out that information on Mindy first and kind of come at her and put these claims out there on her. So I do understand why she came at her and why she was so upset over it. I don't agree with sharing the personal text messages, but if it was a way of showing her innocence only, right? If it was just to show her innocence, I think she could have shown just the one or two where she was showing or telling Jessica, like, hey, this is what happened. I think she could have done that, and the rest of it didn't have to be shown. So that did kind of come off a bit spiteful, in my opinion. but nonetheless, it's done now. It's done. So let's keep going. Hey, Mama Bear. I'm losing my voice, you guys. Of course I am. Of course. Glad I talk about spooky stories. Megs, that ain't no lie, girl. You stick over there with your spooky stories. Stick over there. There's this over here is a wreck. It's a bomb. It's a bomb ready to blow up any minute. All right, you guys. I'm gonna mute.
Everybody. And if I wanted to hurt somebody, I would have. I did a video on relapse. I have another video coming out at the end of the week with another content creator about relapse, right? And he and I are going to do an amazing video, and I know we are. I feel it is my due diligence now to speak up now and say some things. What goes on in my personal private life, I'm allowed to keep certain things personal and private. My friendship or lack of friendship or anything in between with anyone that I have known for decades does not have to be shared with the internet. It just absolutely doesn't. Whether I agree, disagree, whether I'm scared, concerned, worried, happy, believe, don't believe, all the things. That's mine and mine alone to hold. And I am allowed to do that as a person. If you don't understand that, I'm very sorry, but I would never disrespect your privacy and try and insert myself in somewhere or something that is not my business. Plain and simple. Jessica and I have always loved each other. We always will. Have we been mad at each other? Yeah, she's mad at me. Well, she was mad at me. I was mad at her. I hurt her feelings. She hurt my feelings. We parted ways for a little bit.
Okay, I just want to quickly add in this thought here before I forget it. So I agree with her. Like, we all have that prerogative to not share things or share things when we want. But that's what I was talking about earlier. The fact that Jessica did share all this very personal information opened it up to all of this criticism, and it opened it up to all of this stuff happening, right? Um, and it's not fair, but that's what happens when we do things in the heat of the moment, or when we put stuff out that's very personal like that. So I do think that that's where it's different too, is this stemmed from that. It stemmed from that. That is where it all started. And then it kind of just grew. And that was a choice Jessica made. And, again, her choice. I do believe her story is important. I'm not saying those things, not taking away from those things. I also think people are dickheads and do way too much, and y'all need to stop. But that is what kind of started all of this. So I just wanted to say that.
The in-between is not your business, nor am I ever going to tell you or anyone else, because it's no one's business. I don't even think my husband fully knows exactly what happened, because that's between her and I, right? And it always will be. Do I see someone that I genuinely care about hurting and in a fucked up situation? Yeah. Whether she's relapsed, hasn't relapsed, isn't a relapse, isn't in a relapse, has this, has that, whatever. That's not my story to tell. That's not my business. That's her story to tell. And when she tells it, I hope you will all give her the space and compassion she deserves, because again, she's a person and she has given numerous people in life that space and compassion. Whether you agree or disagree, you need to respect her as a human being.
Girl, preach. Like, she could not have said that any better. I agree wholeheartedly. It's okay to be concerned. It's okay to all of these things, but I do hope that people can see, if nothing else, the fact that she is definitely going through something right now, and when she gets to a place where she's comfortable talking about it, I have full faith that she will. And I agree. I think that right now it'd be a good idea for her not to be talking about a lot of this online anymore, because she hasn't processed a lot of it herself. She's still navigating through a lot of this, and that's when things come out that she didn't, probably would have said differently or didn't mean to say this way, said out of anger, whatever the situation is. So I agree. I hope she takes that advice and just like stops talking about it for now, until she has processed.
She just went through something very fucking traumatic, right? Being in a relationship, what were they together? 8, 10 years, something like that. Jerry and I were together 8 years. So 10 years, right? 10 years. And it fell apart. Whether it's going to stay apart, not stay apart, that's not my business, nor is it yours, right? There's children involved. All this screenshot bullshit all over the place, all this back and forth. No, it's not the fucking vibe. What happens in a few years when them kids get in front of a fucking screen and they pull it up? They have to relive it all over again. No, it's not the fucking vibe. And anyone who wants to come at me for doing a video about relapse with another addict who is fucking struggling to save her life, come at me, bro. I'm right here. Please put your ignorance on blast for everyone to see. Come at me. That doesn't make me a bad friend. That makes me an advocate for recovery and someone who understands what it's like to relapse and have no one there for you. So please get your fucking shit together and come at me, because I'm right here. Jess and I have talked about it every which way. And I even said at one point, I think I'm going to take the video down. Like, I'm getting a lot of hate. And she goes, it's a good video. Don't you dare take it down.
See, in my opinion, that right there shows that these people genuinely do care. I know there's a lot of people saying they don't care about the audience or this or that. And I think right now can be a very selfish moment in Jessica's life. And she could be being very selfish right now, but she's also going through a lot too. You know what I'm saying? So I think there are moments in your life where you do have to be kind of selfish. And it is what it is. That's not to say that she's not made mistakes. That's not to say that she is not doing things that I don't necessarily agree with, things that I question. All of those things are true too. Two things can be right at the same time. But the fact that they're able to say like, hey, this isn't a personal thing. This isn't about this isn't about drama. This is about getting someone help, talking to someone, letting this person know they're not alone. All of these things, showing support, because that's what we should do in moments like that, and put all the other stuff aside. And the fact that she can do that is just really, that's amazing. The fact that Jessica is in a place where she can do that right now is amazing too. And in my opinion, it does show that she's genuine and she genuinely does care. No matter how she feels, no matter the drama, she genuinely does care. At least, with this situation, and I think she does. So I just wanted to say that. Sorry, guys. I keep stopping it, but if I don't say it, I'll forget my thought before I even get going. So yeah, Amanda, and that's another one that I may end up watching or something. I don't know. I may talk about it on the second channel because I do have a lot of thoughts on that video as well. But okay, let's get this going. I'm just gonna watch a few more minutes. If you guys want to see this, my lovely mod here, Amanda, did share the link. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That way you guys can go watch it in full. But you can tell that Jen is very genuine in this. Like this, she's concerned too. She's concerned too, but it's coming from a place of love and support, and you know what I'm saying, and wanting to make sure that everyone involved is okay, including Reese, because she said she reached out to Reese as well. Everyone matters in this. Everyone matters. No one matters more or less or well, the kids matter. They're like top priority always, but everyone matters. Everyone matters. Mindy matters. They all matter. I think we can really get caught up in drama and be like the he said, she said of it all. I think it's really easy to do that in general online and forget that this is a serious situation with actual people who are, their recovery is being compromised. They're in abusive situations. toxic environments, doing things out of character. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here that isn't drama. That is definitely not drama. Okay.
I'm just, these comments, man, they are not the fucking vibe. Y'all should be embarrassed of yourself, the ones putting this. Well, I lost all respect for you. You don't even know me. You lost respect for me? Tell me about myself. I'll wait. Tell me about the respect you lost for someone you don't truly know. That shit just irritates me. There are so many other things going on right now, and you want to tell me about myself. Okay. Maybe you should look in the fucking mirror and tell yourself about yourself. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm absolutely sick of it. I try and come on this platform and use my voice for positive and for the good of other people, because I know what it's like not to have a soul in this world who you can turn to, who can help you not die, right? So I try and be that light for other people in every aspect of my life. And then I'm going to have some keyboard bandits coming at me telling me they lost respect for me. I'm not a good friend. Okay, rocks, bro. Because at the end of the day, guess what? I hate to be so blasé. I know Jessica in real life. I know Reese in real life. I know this entire situation in real life very intimately. I'm the one who picked up the phone. All y'all did was type comments that got misinterpreted on the internet and made a bad situation worse. So please slow your roll with you lost respect for me. Any of you guys that lost respect for me on here and want to talk about it, want to hash it out? I was liking comments. I'm allowed to like comments. I like every comment that I read. So this way I am acknowledging the fact that I see you, I hear you, and
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited.
and I'm here for it. That's why I like comments, because I acknowledge people, because people took the time to take a second out of their day and write a comment on a video that I made to explain how that affected them, what they think, what they feel. So yes, I like comments. If you go back and you look on almost all my videos, if I've read those comments, they're all liked, because you deserve that, right? You deserve acknowledgement.
I swear, you guys, I do the same thing. I always have. Like, no matter how big I get, no matter how big a video goes or how many views it gets, how many comments, whatever, I really do go out of my way to make sure that everyone feels heard and knows that I've seen their comment, because it means just like she's saying, it means the world to me. It means the world to me, whether you're giving me criticism, whether you're disagreeing with me, whatever the situation is, it means so much. It really does. And also, like I said, I want everyone to know that their voice on my channel matters, that they are seen, that they are heard, and that I'm not only reading their comment, but I'll respond a lot of times too, because I want you guys to know that I hear you. I hear you. Even when I disagree, I hear you, you know? So I feel the same. I very much the same.
I mean, I could just ignore every comment and it could feel super empty. And that's not the community that I'm trying to put together. I do. I like comments. I reply to them. Why wouldn't I?
Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the reason she's talking about this is because there's accusations being put out about her talking to Mindy and all of this stuff. And I think that's the reason she's like harping on the comments. But you guys let me know if you know the situation. Definitely put it in the comment section. I'm gonna skip just a little bit here. Again, y'all can go check this out for yourself. I seen a few people mention it in chat and wanted to make sure to check it out. So let's see what she's saying here.
Whatever. I make pennies off of this platform, pennies, but I make connections, and that is worth its weight in gold. I make friendships. I help people when no one else will. I talk to people when no one else will. You could keep your snide comments, your ad revenue, your fucking viral videos, your million, billion, trillion, gazillion followers. Because at the end of the day, if this disappears and this goes away, I have a life. I have a job. I have a family who loves me very, very much and whom I love very much. And we have been through hell and back to get to where we are today. The connection, I would miss. All this other rah-rah shit, please.
I really honestly relate to what she's saying so much. I'm going to go ahead and just, like I said, y'all go check it out for yourself and show her some love. Go subscribe, all those things. Her name's Jen Cutting, Cutting. I know my voice is leaving me. It's leaving me. But go check her out, show her some love. And finish it if you're interested. Let's see really quick and see what you guys are saying. Yes, there's a couple of people in the live chat giving her shit about liking the comments on her videos. I've had that happen too. People are just, that's a part of being online. It really is. And it's not fair, but it is what it is. I've had people be like, oh, well, you hearted this very problematic person's comment, or you hearted this comment that was extremely negative. You know what I mean? But I do that to all my comments most of the time. The only time I do not is if I really just cannot keep up. And I may not do it in the moment, but I promise you in a week or two, when I've got time to actually sit down and read the comments, react to the comments, I always do. And I'll go back and I'll heart them. That's just how I do it. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to come on here and kind of chat with you, see how everyone was feeling since the video came out, see what you guys thought of my video, if you guys had any afterthoughts. Like I said, I had a couple of my own that I wanted to come on here and share. When it comes to this whole situation, at the end of the day, I really genuinely hope that everyone involved is safe, okay, that they get the help they need mentally, physically, the kids are safe and protected, and that they're able to heal. That's the important part, that they're able to heal, to co-parent, to raise be a family, whatever that may look like for them. And that's really all I hope for. And the same for Mindy as well. I hope that she's okay, that she's able to get the help that she needs, whatever that may look like for her. And yeah, until further notice, this will probably be my last time talking about this. I mean, of course, I'm not going to say it's going to be my last time ever, but until there is an actual update from Jessica or something of that nature to go off of, then I'm not going to continue making videos on this. I promised you guys I would keep you updated with information that does come out. So we may do another stream or something reacting to a video if a video comes out. Something. But I will be sure, if nothing else, I share her video, something of that nature, so that you guys are made aware of it. And I'm sure we will be talking about this stuff in the future. I just want to be very careful in the way I do so. And I don't want to take advantage of someone else's pain and heartache. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said majority of everything that I wanted to say in that first video. And that's why that first video was so long, because I wrapped it all into that video. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's the last video on my channel. Let me know what you think, whether you like it, dislike it, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let's see here. B said, when you like a comment from the creator side of YouTube, people can't see who likes it. So to click the heart can basically show you read the comment. I struggled with that one, but chose to heart them. I struggled with that one, but chose to heart them. Yeah, same. Even like I said, even when it's comments that I don't necessarily agree with. Now, there's some that I don't heart, don't get me wrong. There's been a few that I haven't, but for good reason. Let's just say that. Majority of them I do. Majority of them I do. But y'all let me know what you think. I don't want to make this super long for the replay crew. I know people hate watching super long streams. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any afterthoughts, again, please be respectful, be kind. It costs nothing. It really does. We can have a conversation without tearing people apart. But let me know. Let me know what you think. Like this video, like Amanda said, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to stay, in the loop. I do all kinds of different like social media content, reality TV. So if you're into that, definitely check your girl out. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it, you guys. Thank y'all for spending this Valentine's evening with me. I hope you all have a really good one. I'm going to actually take a bath. I got this awesome eucalyptus kit for Christmas and I'm really excited to use it. So I'm going to enjoy that, catch up on some content because I've missed a lot being sick. But I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to the moon and stars. And until my next one. Bye. Bye, y'all.